Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're, well, deep diving again into the AI world.
Yeah, absolutely.
Specifically, what's been happening in just the last few days, keeping our fingers on the pulse, all those big developments, and
Definitely. The AI news cycle moves fast.
so fast. And we've got a whole collection here of, articles, updates.
New models, ethical concerns,
Yeah, ethical considerations, things happening in different industries.
ethical application.
Yeah, so we're going to break it down for you.
Exactly.
What's actually interesting and important, and then connect all the dots.
Cut through the noise, make it clear
Yeah,
without getting bogged down in the technical jargon.
exactly.
So you're up to speed.
Okay, so let's jump right into, I think, probably the biggest news this week.
Definitely.
Meta's launch of Llama 4.
Right, the next generation.
This is a new generation of AI model.
And it's not just text anymore, it's multimodal.
Right, so
It can understand images as well.
okay, so explain that a little more.
So basically, it can process both text and image input. It can analyze images, understand the context, and then even generate responses based on that.
Oh, wow.
And they've released two initial models, Llama 4 Scout, which has 109 billion parameters, and that's kind of a measure of its complexity,
Okay,
and a 10 million token context window.
so that's a lot of processing power.
It is. That means it can consider a huge amount of information when responding.
And the other one's Llama 4 Maverick.
Right, exactly. And that one has even more parameters, 400 billion to be exact.
Wow.
And they're even previewing an even bigger model.
So they're not even done.
Nope, it's called Llama 4 Behemoth with 2 trillion parameters.
2 trillion.
You heard right, 2 trillion.
Okay, so this is obviously a pretty big deal.
Absolutely, it's a massive leap forward.
So how is this already being used? I mean, it was just released.
So it's already being integrated into Meta AI across various platforms,
Right.
like
Like what?
WhatsApp, Messenger, Instagram Direct, and their main website.
Interesting. And in 40 different countries.
Yeah, but the multimodal features, so the image processing stuff, that's currently limited to the US and only in English.
Oh, why just the U.S.?
Probably a strategic move, managing complexity, making sure everything works smoothly.
In a controlled environment.
Exactly. Before releasing it globally, different languages, diverse visual data.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Plus, there were reports of a limited rollout in the EU, maybe due to regulations there.
Yeah, I was going to say Europe has a whole different set of rules around data and AI.
Definitely.
Okay, so they've rolled out these two initial models, but you said they're not done.
Right. Mark Zuckerberg mentioned a Llama 4 reasoning model coming next month.
Okay, so not just understanding and processing, but actual reasoning.
Exactly. Making inferences, drawing conclusions.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's a key step towards more sophisticated AI solving complex problems.
So this all requires some serious processing power, right?
Absolutely, and that's where NVIDIA comes in.
Right, because they make the chips.
They're already optimizing their software to accelerate Llama 4 Scout and Maverick.
So basically making them run faster and smoother.
Exactly, more practical for real-world applications.
Makes sense. I mean, all this AI stuff is computationally intensive.
It really is.
Now, this Llama 4 launch, it actually came after reports of some delays, right?
Yeah, and some restructuring within Meta's AI division.
It sounds like they were facing some challenges.
It happens, these large-scale projects, lots of complexities.
In training, testing, deploying.
Yeah, it's a huge undertaking.
All right, let's switch gears a bit. What about OpenAI? What are they up to?
They've been busy too.
Because they're Meta's main competitor, right?
Exactly, and they've announced new reasoning models, O3 and O4 Mini,
All right.
coming out in the next couple weeks.
So soon.
Very soon. And GPT-5 is expected right after.
GPT-5, that's their big one, right?
It is, and Sam Altman, OpenAI's CEO, he said it's performing better than expected.
Wow, so even better than they thought.
It seems so.
Okay, so lots of excitement around that.
Definitely.
And I heard they also made image generation in ChatGPT free.
Yes, they did.
That's huge, making it accessible to pretty much everyone.
Absolutely. Probably a strategic move to get more users.
And to make AI image creation more mainstream.
Exactly, lowering the barrier to entry.
Okay, what else is OpenAI doing?
Well, they've also launched an open language model.
Okay, so even though their core models are proprietary, they're also doing some open source stuff.
It seems so, maybe trying to engage more with the broader AI community.
Interesting. And they also launched OpenAI Academy, right?
Yeah, and a platform for open model feedback.
So kind of creating a more collaborative environment.
It seems that way.
Okay, let's shift gears again. Talk about how AI is impacting different industries.
Right, because it's not just happening in tech companies.
No, not at all. So let's start with professional services, like law firms and consulting firms.
That's a huge market, $20 trillion, and it's ripe for disruption.
And the prediction is that AI-native firms will start to outcompete the established players.
Exactly. They're built from the ground up with AI at their core.
So what would that look like, practically?
Well, imagine law firms where AI handles initial case reviews and legal research.
Much faster than junior lawyers.
Right, or consulting firms using AI to analyze massive data sets.
Providing insights that would be impossible for humans alone.
Exactly. So these firms can offer specialized services, faster turnaround, maybe even different pricing.
It's going to change the game.
Definitely.
And it's not just about which companies succeed, it's about the jobs themselves.
Right. The entire job market is being impacted.
And India is a great example. They're projected to have 2.3 million AI jobs by 2027.
That's huge.
So what kind of roles will these be?
Lots of focus on developing, deploying, and maintaining AI systems.
Like AI engineers, data scientists, all that.
Exactly. And we'll also need people who can bridge the gap between AI and business.
So not just the hardcore tech people, but those who can apply it.
Right. Make it useful in real-world scenarios.
Okay, even something like fast food is being impacted by AI.
It's everywhere.
Wendy's is now using AI for drive-through orders.
Powered by Google Cloud.
So this is probably just the beginning, right?
Most likely, AI can handle orders more accurately, reduce wait times.
And even personalized recommendations, like based on your past orders.
Exactly. It's a win-win for both the customers and the business.
Okay, now for our more tech-savvy listeners, there's been some interesting developments in VS Code.
VS Code v1.99 is all about Copilot Chat AI.
Right, Microsoft's AI coding assistant.
And they've introduced agent mode.
So now it can do even more than just suggest code.
Yeah, it can actually plan and execute complex coding tasks on its own.
Pretty mind-blowing.
It is. It could revolutionize software development.
But all this power probably comes at a price, right?
It seems so. GitHub Copilot is introducing limits and charges for their premium models.
So you get the basic features for free, but the advanced stuff costs money.
It makes sense. These models are expensive to develop and maintain.
It'll be interesting to see how that evolves.
Definitely.
Now, Microsoft's also been experimenting with AI and gaming, right?
They recently unveiled a tech demo of Quake 6-second generated using their Muse AI model.
Okay, so AI actually creating game content.
It's still early days. The reactions have been mixed.
What are the biggest challenges there?
Well, it's hard to match the quality and coherence of human-made games.
Especially in terms of gameplay and narrative.
Exactly. It's a complex challenge for AI.
All right, let's talk about security, because as AI gets more powerful, it becomes a bigger target.
Absolutely. Cloudflare just announced AI Labyrinth.
That's a new kind of defense against unauthorized web crawlers.
Right, and they also launched Cloudflare for AI.
A suite of tools for secure AI adoption.
Protecting AI systems from attacks is crucial.
And the data they process.
It's a top priority.
Now, all this AI development is also having a ripple effect on the hardware industry.
Absolutely. NVIDIA's partner, Han Hai, also known as Foxconn, reported a 24% jump in sales,
In just the first quarter.
driven by demand for AI-related technologies.
So it's not just the software companies benefiting.
It's the entire ecosystem, the hardware, the infrastructure.
And Meta is also investing heavily in infrastructure, right?
They're planning a nearly billion-dollar data center project in Wisconsin.
To support their AI ambitions.
Exactly. These massive data centers are essential for training and running these huge AI models.
Okay, let's talk about open source AI, because that's a really important part of the landscape.
Absolutely. It makes AI more accessible to everyone.
Reducto AI recently released Llama CR,
It's an open source model for advanced document understanding.
so anyone can use it and build on it.
Exactly. It fosters innovation and collaboration outside of the big tech companies.
I like that, making AI more democratic.
It's a powerful trend.
NVIDIA AI also launched Agent IQ.
It's an open source library for managing teams of AI agents.
Okay, so as AI systems get more complex, we need better tools to manage them.
It's like an orchestra conductor, coordinating all the different agents,
And Genspark launched Super Agent.
which can handle various tasks autonomously, even making phone calls.
So that's getting us closer to those general-purpose AI assistants we've seen in movies.
It's a step in that direction.
Now, a lot of people are saying that Meta's decision to release Llama 4 with a more open approach is a big win for open source AI.
It's a significant development, making such a powerful model more accessible.
It could really accelerate innovation and provide an alternative to those proprietary models.
It's a potential game changer.
All right, so as you can see, Just in the past few days, there's been a ton of activity in the AI world.
It's moving at an incredible pace.
New models, industry applications, the open source movement is growing,
It's a really exciting time to be following AI.
but it's also a little bit overwhelming, right?
It can be. That's why we're here to break it
To
down
give you the key insights.
and help you understand what it all means.
So with all these advancements, what do you think will have the biggest impact in the next year?
That's a tough question, but I think the multimodal models are really promising.
Being able to process both text and images,
It opens up so many possibilities.
and those autonomous agents are fascinating too.
The idea of AI acting on our behalf in the real world.
It's both exciting and a little bit scary.
Definitely. And the push towards more open and accessible AI is really important.
And make sure everyone can benefit from these advancements.
It's a force for democratization.
Absolutely. Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have a lot to digest.
It's a lot to take in, but hopefully we've given you a good overview of what's happening
The key takeaways.
and helped you understand why it matters.
Exactly, because AI is shaping the future, whether we like it or not.
All right. That's it for today's deep dive. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you next time.
See you then. Bye.